anniversary. The Minister of Interior, Rahul Faregbeshola, made the declaration on behalf of the federal government. Faregbeshola praised Nigerians for the feat achieved in economy, education, the creative sector, among others. Oyo State Government has commenced another set of training workshops to equip farmers and youths in agriculture and entrepreneurial skills. Youths and farmers from 6 local government areas of the state were trained on rural finance institution building, which was held at Ikoyile in Orire local government of Oyo State. In an address delivered by the acting permanent secretary of the ministry, Dr. Peter Adegowa, on behalf of the State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Honorable Ojemuyiwa Ojekunle, at the official flag-off of the training, stated that the program was a deliberate effort to attend to the needs of people below the ladder. Dr. Adegowa reiterated that Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency will transform Oyo State into an agribusiness hub. Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, has assured that the 2021 budget will be used to finance and implement projects specifically requested for by the people of the state. Honorable Ogundoyin gave the assurance while leading the stakeholders' consultative meeting on year 2021 budget organized by the Oyo State Budget and Economic Planning in Igbora. Popular Ibadan businessman Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho, has postulated that irrespective of attempts to frustrate the functionality of Operation Amotekun, established by the 6 state governors of all the southwest states of Nigeria, the security network has come to stay. Adeyemo spoke while reacting to comments by the leader of Miyetti Allah Orin Bauchi State, Sadiq Ahmed, requesting the Nigerian government to ban Operation Amotekun. Ahmed claimed that Amotekun is a heavy threat to Nigerians while performing the jobs of protecting the lives and property of the southwest region. Adeyemo, however, described the statement as a selfish one. As part of Pensioners FM's assessment of the various aspects of the Nigerian economy, today we will be looking at the level of infrastructural development after 60 years of nationhood. Our correspondents Oluwatomishi Adesina and Oluwayomi Adesina went to work and came up with this report.
In the last 60 years, Nigeria has made important strides towards improving much of its infrastructure. The power sector is undergoing a restructuring, moving from public to private ownership. Few areas remain unconnected to national backbones. However, Nigeria's road networks are in relatively poor condition, testifying that assets are not being adequately maintained. Nigeria has established a Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, but continues to rely on traditional budget allocations to fund road maintenance and rehabilitation. A civil engineer, Adams Oshigwe, believes sufficient funds have not been deployed to road construction in the country.
Whenever Nigeria government sees a pothole, they're supposed to attend to the pothole immediately, but they will just overlook the potholes. They won't maintain it. They'll be waiting for budgets, and the road will be getting spoiled each and every day.
Southwest Coordinator of FEMA, Engineer Mary Adeniran, speaks on the efforts of the agency on road maintenance.
FEMA's main responsibility has always had to do with intervening over critical failures in situations of emergencies and, of course, sometimes in routine formats. Of course, the responsibility is very huge. When you're talking about 34,000 kilometers of road network across the nation, sometimes the provision is not just there to tackle the entire problem that we encounter at once. We all have a responsibility as the public to ensure that we also own these infrastructures because they are our common wealth.
On rail, Nigeria has one of the most extensive national rail networks in Africa, second only to South Africa in length. Historically, Nigeria's railway was among the best in West Africa, but it has since fallen into neglect. Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, speaks on efforts to develop Nigeria's railway system.
The emphasis on rail is cargo. You really need to move move goods from the hinterland to the seaport for export purposes, and from the seaport to the hinterland for those who have imported commodities at a cheap cost. So it moves the economy, it grows the economy, it creates employment, it creates production.
Another area of interest when it comes to infrastructural development is the power sector. Although Nigeria has been generating electricity in commercial quantities for over a century, research has shown that the pace of electricity infrastructure development in the country is still very slow and power supply remains highly inadequate. The overall effect of this is poor industrialization leading to job losses. The Regional Communications Officer, Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, Mrs. Regina Adelokun, speaks.
We will be able to use the funds from those areas that we service very well to develop the places where we have weak infrastructure. This is because the infrastructures are weak and there is need for upgrade and there is need for expansion.
A Nigerian in diaspora, Rashid Adedoko, highlights the difference between Nigeria and other developed countries in terms of infrastructural development.
With a population of over 200 million compared to South Africa that has like maybe 54 million people, we still generate way far more less electricity than them. So we are so lag behind, and I don't see what the country is doing in terms of that.
More than one-third of Nigerians rely on improved latrines as their main source of sanitation. However, the practice of open defecation continues to increase while little net progress is being made towards improving overall sanitation. Meanwhile, as many as 1 in 4 Nigerians continue to rely on surface water without access to any better alternative, as access to improved water is much higher in urban than in rural areas. A public affairs analyst, Olariwaju Oyedeji, x-rays infrastructural development in Nigeria.
The roads are so bad to the extent that you are not so assured of for traveling safely, so we have to rely on prayers and the likes. On water, I visited a community in Osun State, for instance, where what they have just one source of pipe water. I visited many other communities like that too. And now there's an argument that water is supposed to be moved to the exclusive list of the government, which I think that generally it's going to be harm than good for the country.
On how the nation's infrastructure could be improved upon, Rashid Adedoko advised the government to consider partnership with investors in Nigeria's infrastructural development for significant growth.
What happens to making it a tourist attraction? People come, they spend their money in your country, they bring money to your country. That's how you generate revenue.
We also get some reactions from some of the citizens of the country.
I believe after 60 years, we shouldn't be talking about roads, it's not fix this road, there's no water, we do not have good electricity, you are increasing the tariff. I believe after 60, if we can still sit down and think very well, things can be better for this nation.
While recent policy measures suggest that the government is taking these challenges seriously, more remain to be done. As the nation looks ahead to another 60 years, infrastructural development remains the major area that will determine the state of the nation's economy in years to come. On behalf of my colleague, Oluwayomi Adeshino, I am Oluwatumise Adeshino for Pensioners FM on this special Independence Anniversary Report.
Controversy trailing the election of Senate members ahead of the selection of the next Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan took another turn as another aspirant, Professor Akishola, has written the chairman of the institution's governing council over the result of the election. Professor Akishola wrote the council to distance itself from the allegations that the Senate election lacked transparency. Observations reveal that waste disposal and management is a major challenge in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, as median strips of dualized roads have been turned to mini dump sites by residents. Pensioners FM's correspondent Ibiwumi Ishola, who roved the city, reports that heaps of refuse are dumped on the median strips of the road by residents who do not have garbage bins, while those who have wait endlessly for waste collectors to evacuate. Findings equally show that most of the markets in the metropolis face the same challenge, hence the traders anointed median strips as an alternative. Some residents and traders, however, appeal to the Oyo State government to, as a matter of urgency, evacuate the refuse as it poses health hazard to residents and the city at large. The areas visited include Eleyele, Mokola Roundabout, Dugbe, Agodi Gate, Bere, Bode, and Molete. Meanwhile, Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, is on the siege as hundreds of beggars and intruders have occupied major roads in the city, constituting a nuisance. Despite taking away no fewer than 32 men and children for rehabilitation by the Oyo State Ministry of Social Development, the situation, according to findings, has not reduced. Areas occupied by the destitute are Mokola, under the bridge of Mokola Total Garden, Aleshinoye Junction, and Bodija Market, among others. A former staff of a financial institution, Oreoluwa Adeshaki, has been handed a cumulative 98 years in prison by Justice Muniru Olagunjo of the Oyo State High Court for fraud. Adeshaki was found to have committed financial fraud against the employers to the tune of over 49 million naira, an additional $368,203 belonging to the bank. The convict was prosecuted by the Ibadan Zonal Office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on 14-count charges bordering on stealing, forging, and fraudulent accounting. Apart from the jail term, the convict is also to restitute the financial institution through the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission all the money she stole. 7FM. For any information, you can contact us on these mobile numbers: 0802 008-6270 or 0802-237-3535. Or you can visit us at Oyo State Pensioners House, Agwarigo, Nireke, Ibadan. The news editor is Olarisayo Weye. Oluwayomi Adeshino led the production crew. I am Inumidu Afonjadedeji. Thank you for listening.
Ẹ káàsán o, àrígbámú ìròyìn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ń dé sétí gbọ́ yín láti iléeṣẹ́ Pensioners 106.7 FM Àgbárígo Onírèké Ìbàdàn. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n ti kéde ọjọ́ Àlàmísì Thursday ọjọ́ 1 oṣù kẹwàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ ìsinmi lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ṣe ṣe àyájọ́ 60 ọdún tó gba òmìnira. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣíṣe ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún àwọn àgbẹ̀ àti àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lórí ètò ọ̀gbìn àti dídá ara ẹni lókòwò láti ṣe òwò àṣejèrè lẹ́ka ètò ọ̀gbìn. Adarí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Honorébù Adébọ̀ Ògúndòyìn ni ó ti fi dá àwọn ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lójú pé ètò ìṣúná ọdún 2021 ni wọn yóò ṣe ní ìlànà tí ó bá àwọn ará ìlú lára mu, pàápàá jùlọ láti fi ṣe iṣẹ́ àkànṣe amáyédẹrùn fáwọn aráàlú. Gbajúgbajà oníṣòwò nílùú Ìbàdàn Sunday Adéyẹmọ, tí a tún mọ̀ sí Sunday Ìgbòho, ti sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní kò sí ìgbésẹ̀ eléyìí tí àwọn tí ò fẹ́ kí ikọ̀ aláàbò Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn dúró lè gbé. Ìgbòho ní Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn wá láti wá dúró ni o àti láti mójútó ètò ààbò lápá gúúsù ìwọ̀ oòrùn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Lórí awuyewuye tó ń lọ lórí ìdìbò yíyan àwọn ọmọ ilé ṣáájú kí yíyan gíwá ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì Ìbàdàn tó wáyé, ọ̀kan lára àwọn olùdíje ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n MK Akínsọlá ló ti kọ̀wé sí alága ìgbìmọ̀ alámòójútó ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga náà lórí èsì ìdìbò tó wáyé ọ̀hún. Iṣẹ́ ìwádìí fi hàn pé àmójútó àti ètò dídá ilẹ̀ nù jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn àdojúkọ gbòógì tí ìlú Ìbàdàn ń dojúkọ, tí ó sì jẹ́ pé gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀bá ọ̀nà ni àwọn olùgbé ìlú Ìbàdàn ti sọ di ibi ìdalẹ̀ sí. Òṣìṣẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ lẹ́ka kan tí wọ́n ti ń rí sí ẹ̀kọ́ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ owó, Ọ̀rẹ́olúwa Adéṣakin, ni onídàájọ́ ilé-ẹjọ́ gíga ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Justice Muniru Ọlágúnjú ti ní kó lọ́ọ́ fi aṣọ péńpé roko ọba fún odindi ọdún 98 98 years fún ẹ̀sùn jìbìtì lílù. Ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àwọn àrígbámú ìròyìn yìí lẹ́wọ̀n máa gbọ́ nínú ìròyìn àṣálẹ̀ wa fún ti alẹ́ òní. Ọlárìnsáyọ̀ Owóẹ̀yẹ lólóòtú ìròyìn pẹ̀lú ìrànlọ́wọ́ Olúwayọ̀mí Adésínà. Adérónkẹ́ Adéṣọlá ló ti ń ròyìn. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ látòórọ̀ o, ire o.
National FM 106.7 àgbàlódé rédíò àgbáríyé lónílẹ̀kẹ́ ń bàdàn.
Pensioners FM, this is Africa's model. There is that radio station that cares